I'm Chanroth. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about present continuous tense. How can you form the present continuous tense? To form present continuous, you use be plus verb plus ing. For example, he's doing his homework. They're watching TV. What about a negative and questions? To make negatives, add not after be. She isn't doing her homework. Now, to make questions, move the verb be before the subject. Is she doing her homework? Are you listening to me? The same rule works if you ask a question with a question word like what, why, or where. Move the verb be before the subject. What are you reading? Where are they going? Now, you can see that to make questions in the present continuous, you don't add anything. So, don't add words like do or did. Just change order of the words. So now you know how to form sentences and questions with the present continuous. But how do you use it? We use the present continuous for things happening right now. For example, he's doing his homework. They're watching TV. Now, we can also use the present continuous to talk about something which has started. This sounds similar to the last point. If we say, he's doing his homework, this means he's started to doing his homework, but he hasn't finished yet. So what's the difference? It's different because we can also use the present continuous in this way to talk about things which are not happening right now. For example, I'm reading a storybook at the moment. She's taking an English course online. If I say, I'm reading a storybook at the moment, I don't mean that I'm reading right now, at this minute. I mean I have started a book and I haven't finished it yet. In the same way, she's taking an English online course doesn't mean that she's taking an English course online this minute. It means she's started the course, but she hasn't finished it yet. In these examples, we use the present continuous to talk about things happening around this moment, not necessarily at the specific moment. We use the present continuous to describe a picture or a photo. If you have a picture or a photo and you want to describe it to someone, you use the present continuous. A picture or a photo is like a moment in time. That's why we use the continuous form to talk about it. For example, we can use the present continuous to talk about what we see. There are 5 kids in the picture. One of them is listening to the music. One girl is writing. A girl with curly short hair is reading. 2 of them are surfing the net. So, we can use the present continuous to describe a picture. So, another use of the present continuous is to show that something is temporary. Look at these two sentences. He lives with his parents. He's living with his parents. What's the difference? Why would you use the present continuous here? In these sentences, the present continuous shows that the situation is temporary. If we say he lives with his parents, you mean that this is permanent. If you say he's living with his parents, you mean that this is a temporary situation. Maybe he's living with his parents while he saves enough money to get his own place. Let's look at one more example. She works in the bank. She's working in the bank. What's the difference? If you say she works in the bank, you mean this is her permanent job. If you say she's working in the bank, means she's working in the bank temporarily. Now, you can also use the present continuous to talk about a situation which is changing over time. For example, the population of our country is growing. My English is improving. The climate in our country is getting hotter. In all of these examples, we're talking about a change which is happening over time and which will probably continue into the future. If I say my English is improving, this means that I can speak better. Hopefully, I'll speak English fluently in the future. Okay, so you've been seeing how the present continuous can be used to talk about 1. Things happening now. 2. Things which have started but not finished. 3. Describing pictures. 4. Temporary situations. 5. Changing situations. All of these meanings we've seen so far are similar. They are all about some things happening around a moment in time. However, there are also some other ways to use the present continuous which are completely different. Let's look at a very important one, talking about arrangements in the future. Actually, the present continuous is one of the most common ways to talk about the future in English. If you have a plan or arrangement, meaning you know where or when something will happen, you can use the present continuous to talk about it. For examples, we're visiting our grandparents tomorrow. She's coming to dinner with us this evening. What are you doing this weekend? It's very common to use the present continuous when you talk about plans for the near future and social plan and so on. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.